Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Friday, October 8, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Charlotte vs Florida International. The Charlotte 49ers have been a decent defensive team as they are allowing 24.2 points per game this season. Looking at their last game against the Illinois Fighting Illini, they gave up 24 points on 412 total yards of offense, 78 passing, 334 rushing. They struggled defensively as they allowed Illinois to go 8 of 14 on third down and allowed them to convert both of their fourth down attempts. Charlotte also struggled as they gave up 6.7 yards per carry throughout the game. If the 49ers can figure out how to get some better stops, it will do wonders for their defensive output. The Florida International Panthers defense has struggled this season as they are giving up 35.2 points per game thus far. Looking back at their last game against the Florida Atlantic Owls, they allowed 58 points on a whopping 708 total yards of offense, 408 passing, 296 rushing. The defense allowed the Owls to go 8 of 13 on third down, which is a recipe for disaster. The Panthers gave up 14.6 yards per pass and 6.3 yards per rush attempt against them, which isn't going to put your team in a position to win. If Florida International can scrap their game plan from last week, they can be competitive here. Our first betting advice is to pick Charlotte 49ers minus 3.5. The Panthers are 57th in total offense on the season, averaging 413.6 yards per game, 25th with 288 passing yards, and 100th with 125.6 rushing yards. Senior quarterback Max Bortenschlager, a former transfer from Maryland, leads the team, completing 52.1% of his passes with 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Bortenschlager has accounted for 1,368 of the team's 1,440 passing yards this season. The rushing attack is led by senior Vote Price, who has 411 yards on 5.4 yards per carry and 6 touchdowns. Our second betting advice is to pick over Temple vs Cincinnati. The Temple Owls have been struggling defensively this season as they are giving up 30.2 points per game so far. In their last game against the Memphis Tigers, they allowed 31 points on 460 total yards of offense, 305 passing, 155 rushing. The Tigers dominated on third down as they managed to go 11 of 17 on third down conversions, while also going 1 of 2 on fourth down. A big reason was the fact that the Owls could not figure out how to limit the rushing attack as Memphis had 4.1 rushing yards per attempt. If the Temple Owls can correct their issues that happened despite their victory, it will do wonders for this defense. The Cincinnati Bearcats have been dominant on the defensive side of the football as they are allowing 14.5 points per game this year. Looking at their last game against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, they gave up 13 points on 341 total yards of offense, 247 passing, 84 rushing. They did a solid job on third and fourth down as Notre Dame went 6 of 17 on third down and 2 of 4 on fourth down. They did a decent job stopping the rushing attack as the Bearcats gave up 3.0 yards per carry throughout the game. If they can continue being a dominant defensive team, they will be in a great spot to compete for the CFB playoffs. Our first betting advice is to pick Cincinnati Bearcats minus 29. Cincinnati comes into its first AAC contest allowing only 14.5 points per game, which ranks 8th in the FBS. The Bearcats have also given up just 309.2 yards of total offense, including only 184.8 passing yards per game, good for 28th in the country. Last week, the Bearcats' defense limited Notre Dame to just 341 yards of total offense and just 3.0 yards per carry. They also forced 3 turnovers in the win, bringing their season total to 12, tied for 9th in the country. Our second betting advice is to pick under 54. Quick reminder, Bovada is an online sportsbook and casino established in 2011. The platform offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, Bovada allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join Bovada now using our link down below and get access to all sorts of premium sport welcome bonuses after signing up and making your first deposit. Stanford vs Arizona State. The Cardinal, 3-1, 2-1 Pac-12, had a strong first half and led 17-7 thanks to an 18-yard TD pass from Makita Bryson Tremaine and a 2-yard run by Isaiah Sanders. They went 3 and out on 3 of the first 4 drives in the second half before the game-tying drive and ensuing overtime victory. It wasn't a pretty victory, but these types of Pac-12 mid-season showdowns are usually a slugfest. Tremaine had to be taken off the field on a cart after an apparent leg injury in the first half. Before leaving the field, all his teammates came out to wish him well, as it was not a good sight for the youngster. Stanford will have their hands full on Friday on the road against a strong Arizona State rushing attack and a raucous crowd. The Sun Devils, 4-1, 2-0 Pac-12, were forced to punt on their first drive before scoring on their next 5 to take control of the game. 4 of Daniels' completions went for 47 or more yards. 2 of them were touchdowns to Pearsall in the second quarter, a 65-yard screen that tied it at 14 followed by a 54-yard reception, where the junior beat Alicia Guidry in coverage to give Arizona State a 24-20 lead. Pearsall finished with 132 yards on 4 catches. It was certainly an impressive performance from Daniels in the offense, and they'll try and keep it going against another Pac-12 foe in the Cardinal on Friday. Our first betting advice is to pick Stanford plus 12. Following Saturday's excellent showing, Daniels has now completed 82 of 114 pass attempts for 1,094 yards, 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions on the season overall, while adding 42 carries for 293 yards and 2 scores. White is on his way to a monster season with 64 carries for 325 yards and 8 touchdowns, while also ranking second on the team in receiving with 23 catches for 225 yards and a score. Darian Butler is a standout playmaker defensively with 36 tackles including 6 for a loss, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions and 2 pass breakups. Our second betting advice is to pick under 52.